My argument is simply that men are less incentivized to divorce women, especially when they've had children with them and they've married them and given them like some semblance of security, because men understand that divorce destroys them and women have everything to gain. So that's my argument. Women initiate 80% of the divorces. Guys rarely initiate
regardless
divorce.
of who initiates it.
Myron Gaines wrecks woke cuck Destiny in this heated debate over divorce as Myron Gaines lays down the reality about relationships and marriage for men, and Destiny instantly starts simping, while Myron Gaines drops the truth that Destiny is siding with women who are breaking their vows, which is exactly what men are afraid of. Let's get in.
Lies on both sides, right? The woman is getting what she wants. She has security from that man. She got the best guy that she can get. Bam, she feels satisfied. The man, however, he's still missing something. This is where the infidelity comes in. So even if a guy has the best girl ever, I've said this a million times on this podcast, women get mad when I say it, you're never going to be enough for your guy. Men have an insatiable thirst for sex and they want variety. You're never going to do it by yourself, okay? So some girls accept this and some girls don't. You know, some girls accept it by doing threesomes. Some girls don't like it, like, no, you're going to be monogamous to me, and he steps out anyway. So the only real difference is guys of higher status basically tell the girl, hey, I'm going to cheat anyway. You could pick what you want to do. And guys of lower status typically lie about it. So my thing is this. The men are typically losing when the woman gets security because she's getting what she wants, the guys are getting what he wants. Now, this is where we get into the controversial part. The reason why it works when a man is open and a woman is closed is because of two reasons. When a man is open on his end, it does two things. Number one, it keeps the girl on her toes. Why? Because we know that when women can be replaced to behave. I know that sounds sexist or whatever it may be, but a girl needs to like the guy more than he likes her. One more time. The girl needs to like the guy more than he likes her. Why? Because women need to know that they're getting the best deal. How does she know that she's getting the best deal? Well, when she's not sure, if she has that deal, full grasp. I hate to say it like that, but that's the reality of the world. So if the girl likes the guy more, she's not going to have time to sit there and want to entertain other guys because she's already being emotionally satisfied because that guy is better than her, in her eyes at least, and he can replace her anytime. However, if she's the main girl and he steps out and has sex with other girls, that does two things. Keeps him attractive to her, and on top of that, keeps him attractive. Why? Because to get new girls, what do you have to do? You have to stay in shape. You have to keep your game sharp. You have to still dress well. You have to be a sexually attractive male to get other girls, even though you have a girl. So it works for both parties. The girl's chasing that guy's validation, so she feels like she has the best deal. The guy's getting the women that he wants, and he still has his main chick. So I look at it like it works on that side. And if you guys don't believe me, since the beginning of time, many men have had hordes of women. I've never seen it the other way around, though, because guys have an issue with girls that are promiscuous, and guys have an issue with girls that have multiple partners. However, women, even though they say they have a problem with guys that have multiple partners, the reality is if the guy's value is high enough, the woman will share him. This has been proven since the beginning of time. That's why powerful men, strong men have always had harems of women, and the women accepted it because their need for security with that high status guy overrides their ego and their need to be monogamous. Monogamy is typically what guys resort to that don't have the value to go ahead and get other women and or they lie about it. But any guy, if left to his own devices, is always going to want other women. It works because he's able to keep his attraction high. The girl gets what she wants because she has the best man. She's just going to have to share him sexually.
If the guy is that worldview is totally okay with me, as long as you're okay with the woman upgrading as soon as she finds a more financially successful guy. You have to accept that then.
I agree.
Okay,
so the second she sees somebody,
100%.
that can offer her more security, more financial whatever, and she sees a guy and then she leaves, then that's fine.
It's
and then
more than just finances when you talk about security.
No, it can't be. If you want to do the Evo psych bullshit, it's just about security.
Security is not finances. Security is mental. It's
if you want to
Yeah, you really can't argue with Myron Gaines on this one. I mean, history is very clear. Yes, there have been harems of women. There have been emperors and conquerors with all sorts of women, rich people. Like, we see it all the time. We see it even in modern day. Rock stars, tycoons, all sorts of rich, powerful people. They have women over there. Like, it's standing right in your face every single day. So it's not really hard to see. But Destiny just does not want to admit it. But I find it amusing that he almost proves the point that relationships are different between men and women, because he says at the same time, if you want to do that, you have to accept men are going to leave and find another guy. Exactly. Women will leap from guy to guy to guy if they have, he just proved hypergamy pretty much. Like, he's taking that stance. Yes, women will do that. But at the same time, when you have a woman that you offer security, mental, caring about them, they're happy with, they've fawned over you because they're absolutely attracted to you. That's what you need. In that circumstance, yes, you can have all of these women who will choose to stay with you in that case because you are fulfilling all of their needs. But hit that like button and notification bell if you're enjoying the video. And if you want to help support the channel, check out the link in the description and let's get back in.
Talk about other types of security. One security is that your man won't step out on you. That's a big piece of security for a lot of women, that you know that your man can go to places and he's not going to fuck around. That's a big piece of security, but you don't want to provide that security. You want to talk only financial, only stability. If you want to do that, that's fine.
No,
but if she finds a bigger castle, she should be able to leave you and you can't really
So I should let me delineate a little bit what I meant by security. So obviously you're providing for her, right? What I mean by this is you're providing for her, right? She has the last name, she has the house, you have children with her. She has these tangible assets to her name that protect her position because she knows she's the main girl. She's the one that you actually bring out. She's the one that gets the ring. She's the one that gets the gifts, etc. The other girls just get dick and nothing else. So that's how you assure that woman feels that security, because at the end of the day, if she feels all you really got to do is make a girl feel special. And once she feels that you've invested in her and she's also invested in you, because remember, she's chasing your validation. That's why it's so key. I tell guys all the time, the girl must like you more than you like her, because she needs to feel like she's getting a good deal. And the only way she's going to feel like she's getting a good deal is when she feels as though she's not sure where she stands with this guy. I hate saying
I don't understand. It feels like such a male centric. Like, how do you feel secure when your guy could walk out and knock up another girl? What is 100%. Secure about that?
Well, I told you the having the house, the last name,
that doesn't keep you from knocking up another girl. Last name doesn't keep you from knocking up another girl.
That's true, right? That's true. But here's the thing: that guy is going to be heavily punished if he leaves you. Because we live in, obviously.
Well, hold on, no. The woman is punished. Yeah, favors women to keep the kids.
Oh my gosh! Of course.
No. But the guy.
Hold on. No, you don't really believe this. A single mom is way more than a single guy.
100%. Yeah.
100%.
No. But here's the thing. What? So
you were just talking about finances.
Is this new?
Single fathers get.
No.
Let me address that. Let me address that because I see the argument he's making. He's saying like, well, you'll make her a single mom, and that sucks. My argument is that there's a reason why the phrase "it's cheaper to keep her" exists, because most guys will stay in the relationship with the girl even though they're miserable, because they know if they divorce her, especially if they're a breadwinner, which again is a big part of you staying attractive, you're going to lose half of your assets. You're going to lose your children. You're going to have to pay her alimony. So most guys are not going to leave their girl.
So
is what I'm trying to say.
You have to pay why do you pay alimony?
If you're married for more than 10 years, you have to.
I'm asking why you pay alimony.
You have to keep her lifestyle at a certain level when you were together.
No, it's because she's forgoing her whole career in order to do the children thing. So when you leave, the reason why you pay alimony is to compensate her for the fact that she's thrown her life away on the family that you just walked out on. But as a man, as you age, you're a 35-year-old dude, you got kids, nobody gives a f. You have kids in that moment, nobody cares. You're still fine. And not only that, but you had a woman take care of your kids the whole time. You can build your whole career. You don't lose anything. If you walk out of a relationship and you're both 32 years old, the woman has 2 kids, it's right. You can laugh, but you guys will say, like, how many people here know somebody that like how many people knows a girl who had a baby daddy walk out on them that never had child support? Everybody knows that. So to act like child support is a 100% thing. Also, you're talking about splitting assets, breadwinner, all that shit. People making $45K a year aren't thinking about this shit. People making $35K a year aren't like losing their $2 million nest egg at 27 when they leave their baby mama. A lot of these women don't even go to court. A lot of them don't even get married, right?
But you're missing my argument. Isn't that divorce sucks? My argument is simply that men are less incentivized to divorce women, especially when they've had children with them and they've married them and given them like some semblance of security, because men understand that divorce destroys them and women have everything to gain. So that's my argument. Women initiate 80% of the divorces. Guys really initiate
regardless
divorce.
of who initiates it. I'm just saying that after divorce, you guys should even believe this in your red pill ideology. A guy who gets divorced, the years that he spent building his career benefit him. Him being single at 30 or 35, that's beneficial to him. The woman having kids is a huge baggage to her. Not having any income is huge baggage to her. If she's looking for a new guy and this guy knows that she's hopefully getting child support or alimony from somebody else is going to be tied in with for the rest of her life, like it's a huge load of baggage for the woman.
But the guy's not going to initiate the divorce. What I'm trying to say, it's the guy is not going to do it. If the guy is
able to step out and cheat every day, of course he's not, because he doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't need a divorce.
But she still gets the security, is my point.
But she doesn't want a guy that's not be faithful or loyal to her, not like around like
just established. I established that a woman, if you put it up front, your value's high. Again, most guys can't pull this off.
For 1%, yeah. If you want to talk like the 1%, sure. But for the 99.9% of people listening,
it's most people at this table. Most people at this in this whole panel, we just went through it. Most women are okay with it.
Okay.
Exactly. Destiny is virtue signaling to no one. Like Sneeko just said, all of these women pretty much agreed with Myron Gaines anyway. I mean, he's just absolutely spitting facts. And for Destiny to suggest that guys aren't the one losing in the divorce, guys are getting wrecked with child support, wrecked with alimony. They can lose half of their stuff. And all the while, he thinks women are the ones, who are really losing. Then explain no-fault divorce. Explain how it's fair for a woman to marry a rich NBA player, whatever, or a tycoon, and then a day later be like, oh, I want a divorce. I want half of everything. No, that's clearly not in, the guy's benefit. Like Myron Gaines said, women are the ones initiating divorce 75 to 80% of the time, right? They're the ones breaking their vows. Clearly, they are getting something out of this. Unless they had an incentive not to do it like men do, they wouldn't be breaking their vows. That's why men 80% of the time are choosing not to end their relationship. Why? Because there's a consequence. If women end the relationship, depending especially who they marry, like I said, if they marry someone rich, the consequence is they get a whole bunch of money they never had to work for. Like that, there's absolutely an incentive there. So Destiny is just whining and complaining, looking at this whole thing through feminist eyes. And he doesn't even see it. Like, he's not even caring about what this does to the guys. And meanwhile, the guys are the ones who hold the relationship together to begin with, as is shown by the divorce rates. But thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments what you thought about what Myron Gaines had to say, completely wrecking woke cuck Destiny in this debate over marriage and divorce. Thanks again, like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one.